And even today, when I stand up and start teaching, I thoroughly enjoy. And that made the decision that I will follow my heart and do teaching and make sure that whatever that I have, I can pass as much as possible to someone who is sitting in front of me.
You are inborn teacher, looks like.
It appears, which I realized at the age of 32.
When you started Seed Infotech, what were your initial challenges? And how did you go about handling them?
The first and the foremost, when we started business, again very frankly, I was not knowing what business is all about. What is balance sheet, what is profit, what is loss. And the reason was, I was working in a defense organization, a government organization where there is nothing like profit or loss. At the end of the financial year, Jan onward, they just start spending. Because if you don't spend, they don't get budget for the next year. So in this whole process, I was not aware the value of money. And I started business. I did not have money. And there was a passion and a very deep desire that I should be doing something of my own. So I talked to a colleague of mine at DRDO Lab, who still is a partner with me, and two other colleagues, those who were from the industry, told them that this is the idea that I have in mind. Let's come together and start something. And that required 1 lakh rupee capital. I did not, and 4 of us with 25,000 rupees each. My wife, she realized that Narendra is not going to stay here. She sold her ornaments, raised 25,000 rupees. So 25,000 into 4, 1 lakh rupee, and this is how we started with this seed capital. Having raised this capital, which we never had enough, within a year and a half, one of the directors resigned from the company. And unfortunately, we got some 5 lakh rupees loan that time, and he was the person who, because of whom we got the loan. When he resigned, the bank said that within a month you have to return this money back. And that was a nightmare, that from where to get this money. Things happened. I don't want to go into details. So that was one of the incidents that that gave me a realization that if you have tremendous will and desire, something happens and somehow the funds come and the things continue.
Wonderful. What actually pulled you out was your strong desire that you want to do something different.
Yes.
Okay, great. From where you got this name Seed Infotech? It's a very nice name and it's a very
Actually, it's an acronym for Software Engineering Education and Development. That's what SEED is.
Okay.
And since then, even today, we believe that we do seeding of the career growth of the individual. I feel bad being in this part of this country that 85 to 90% students coming out of engineering colleges, science colleges are not employable. The education that we are getting in this country is not making us employable. And it's a pathetic situation where we all are responsible. So we thought that we should do some seeding in this whole process to give them confidence that though they have all the potential in them, the education process has not given them confidence so that they can stand in front of someone to get a job. And that's the reason we thought that let's start something in education. We also had an idea that we should do development in the whole process. And that's the reason I started another company in 2006, which is Falash Healthcare.
Okay, so I think you had about 3 lakh plus students and professionals taking advantage of SEED so far?
So far we have trained 3 lakh students, most of them are engineers, through 40 odd centers that we have across the country. We have a presence in Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and some major cities in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and we are growing.
So these 3 lakh plus people who are today working in IT industry, somewhere they have their roots in Seed Infotech. I think we should clap for that.
Thank you so much. We have students all over the world, and at positions like CXOs to the entry-level developer. And that's one of our strengths, the strength of our alumni. 3 lakh is a big number. We still have not leveraged it enough.
Okay. Would you like to share some of the peculiarities of this industry? Because this industry, obviously, every industry has its own peculiarities. So you might have seasonality issues, you might have demand and supply issues. So would you like to elaborate on that?
Yes, certainly. This industry is getting an immediate ripple impact of what happens in the US economy and then IT industry and then us. So within 6 months to a year, if IT industry faces problem, we immediately face the problem. And the first one, when we started in '94, we kept growing, felt that it was because of us the company is growing. and realized in 2000 that it's not because of us, it was because the market was good, we were growing. We got the first shock in life that the market started sliding down. And we were never prepared for that. I never heard a word called as recession because, as I said, I was in defense laboratory. I was never aware of recession or something of that sort. And when it hit, I was thoroughly confused. We had 110 employees that time. We took the decision of removing some people, got delayed by 6 months. That eroded the capital like anything. And had sleepless nights. Something interesting happened that time. A Japanese delegation had come to India and they were scouting for a partner, one who is in IT technology training and also is ready to teach Japanese language. And we were so fortunate that on one side, every day I was looking for some funds so that the company can sustain. People already started saying city is going to be here in the world for maybe a couple of months and that will also die along with so many other companies. We saw almost 15-20 large companies collapsing within a year. So this Japanese delegation, when they came to us and said that we are looking for a partner, and we interacted, they liked us, we liked them, and they said that if you're pretty serious, come to Japan and meet our CEO, and if he gets convinced by whatever the value proposition you have and looking at you, maybe we can sign a partnership. That was a very tough situation because on one side I did not have money to pay salary, and other side I was supposed to spend 1 lakh rupee. Somehow we managed. I went there. The CEO got convinced in there's a place called as Nagoya in Japan, and in 2001, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 to 5 years, we must have trained 5,000 professionals Japanese language and deployed them in Japan. That changed and it took the different turn.
That's really commendable. I'm sure that your employees. I think we can clap hard, no problem. Your employees, I'm sure, would be going through a very tough phase when you were facing cash flow, etc., and then you did not have opportunities. So how do you handle the motivation level of employees?
Not all employees are always happy. We have almost, even today, out of 600 employees we have, something close to 70, 80 of them still working with us for last more than 10 years. Highly emotionally attached with us, and irrespective of the fact that they're getting wonderful opportunities outside, they're with us. There are various reasons. One of the reasons what we lately realized that we are absolutely frank, truthful about what's happening. We are not hiding anything. Like if things are tough, we stand in front of them, share that the situation is tough, and we seek your support, and we got the support. Like in 2001-2, it was almost 2 to 3 months we couldn't pay salary. Though some of the employees left us, but many of them continued and supported. Point number 2, which certainly helped us is we continuously discussing with them and sharing what's the vision of the organization, what are we looking for. And we since then, even today, we have a vision that can we see a day where we can be #1 in this country? And I think in next 3 to 5 years it can be possible also. We are #2 now. So giving them a clarity of vision so that they can relate with the company's growth and their growth so that there is a growth opportunity could be the next one. And we made our ideology, our belief, mission, vision, values so clear that also had an impact to retain the employees. But it's not possible for each and every employee. Rather, it's not good also that each and every employee should retain because there has to be a fresh blood that should continuously come in the organization.
Yeah, that's right. So by and large, you are able to motivate people and keep your core team with you.
Yes.
As you said, 70 people working for more than 10 years.
When people continue working with us, sometimes it's problematic also. That's what we are realizing the last couple of years. Because when people grow and if they stay with the organization for more than 5-6 years, and when they do not see the world outside, they do not really understand what's happening in the market. They sometimes become complacent, and that could be one of the reasons that why people continue also. So though sometimes it's good, we also have realized that it's sometimes bad for the organization. Then what we are doing is we are trying to figure out how do we coach them, mentor them, make them realize that they are in a comfort zone that has to be broken and they have to come out of that shell. So it's good as well as sometimes bad is my experience.
Okay. When you look back now for last 20 years of your journey as an entrepreneur, what could be most